The word for this video is taking. As a verb, taking means to get into one's hands, possession or control, with or without force. For example, I'll take that plate off the table. As a verb, taking means to receive or accept something, especially something given or bestowed, awarded, etc. For example, the camera takes 35mm film. As a verb, taking means to remove. For example, take 2 eggs from the carton. As a verb, taking means to have sex with. As a verb, taking means to defeat someone or something in a fight. For example, don't try to take that guy. He's bigger than you. As a verb, taking means to grasp or grip. For example, he took her hand in his. As a verb, taking means to select or choose, to pick. For example, I'll take the blue plates. As a verb, taking means to adopt, select, as one's own. For example, she took his side in every argument. As a verb, taking means to carry or lead something or someone. For example, I'll take the plate with me. As a verb, taking means to use as a means of transportation. For example, he took the bus to London and then took a train to Manchester. As a verb, taking means to visit, to include in a course of travel. As a verb, taking means to obtain for use by payment or lease. For example, he took a full-page ad in the Times. As a verb, taking means to consume. As a verb, taking means to experience, undergo, or endure. As a verb, taking means to cause to change to a specified state or condition. For example, he had to take it apart to fix it. As a verb, taking means to regard in a specified way. For example, he took the news badly. As a verb, taking means to conclude or form a decision or an opinion in the mind. For example, took a dim view of city officials. As a verb, taking means to understand, especially in a specified way. For example, don't take my comments as an insult. As a verb, taking means to accept or be given, rightly or wrongly, assume, especially as if by right. For example, he took all the credit for the project, although he had done almost none of the work. As a verb, taking means to believe, to accept the statements of. For example, take her word for it. As a verb, taking means to assume or suppose, to reckon, to regard or consider. For example, do you take me for a fool? As a verb, taking means to draw, derive, or deduce a meaning from something. For example, I'm not sure what moral to take from that story. As a verb, taking means to derive, as a title, to obtain from a source. For example, As I Lay Dying takes its title from Book 11 of Homer's Odyssey. As a verb, taking means to catch or contract an illness, etc. For example, took a chill. As a verb, taking means to come upon or catch in a particular state or situation. As a verb, taking means to captivate or charm, to gain or secure the interest or affection of. For example, took her attention. As a verb, taking means of a material, to absorb or be impregnated by, dye, ink, etc., to be susceptible to being treated by, polish, etc. For example, cloth that takes dye well. As a verb, taking means of a ship, to let in water. As a verb, taking means to require. For example, finishing this on schedule will take a lot of overtime. As a verb, taking means to proceed to fill. For example, he took a seat in the front row. As a verb, taking means to fill, to use up time or space. For example, his collection takes a lot of space. As a verb, taking means to avail oneself of. For example, he took that opportunity to leave France. As a verb, taking means to practice, perform, execute, carry out, do. For example, Perez ran in to take the kick. As a verb, taking means to assume or perform a form or role. As a verb, taking means to bind oneself by. For example, he took the oath of office last night. As a verb, taking means to move into. For example, the next team took the field. As a verb, taking means to go into, through, or along. For example, go down 2 blocks and take the next left. As a verb, taking means to have and use one's recourse to. For example, take cover, shelter, refuge. As a verb, taking means to ascertain or determine by measurement, examination or inquiry. For example, take a census. As a verb, taking means to write down, to get in, or as if in, writing. For example, he took a mental inventory of his supplies. As a verb, taking means to make a photograph, film, or other reproduction of something. For example, could you take a picture of us? As a verb, taking means to take a picture, photograph, etc. of a person, scene, etc. For example, the photographer will take you sitting down. As a verb, taking means to obtain money from, especially by swindling. For example, took me for 10 grand. As a verb, taking means now chiefly by enrolling in a class or course, to apply oneself to the study of. For example, as a child, she took ballet. As a verb, taking means to deal with. For example, take matters as they arise. As a verb, taking means to consider in a particular way, or to consider as an example. For example, I've had a lot of problems recently. Take last Monday. For example, my car broke down on the way to work. Then, etc. As a verb, taking means to decline to swing at a pitched ball, to refrain from hitting at, and allow to pass. For example, he'll probably take this one. As a verb, taking means to accept as an input to a relation. As a verb, taking means to get or accept something into one's possession. For example, my husband and I have a dysfunctional marriage. He just takes and takes. He never gives. As a verb, taking means to engage, take hold or have effect. As a verb, taking means to become, to be affected in a specified way. For example, she took sick with the flu. As a verb, taking means possibly obsolete, to be able to be accurately or beautifully photographed. As a verb, taking means an intensifier. As a verb, taking means to deliver, bring, give something to someone. As a verb, taking means obsolete outside dialectal and slang. To give or deliver a blow to someone, to strike or hit. For example, he took me a blow on the head. As a noun, taking means the act by which something is taken. As a noun, taking means a seizure of someone's goods or possessions. As a noun, taking means a state of mental distress, resulting in excited or erratic behavior. In the expression in a taking. As a noun, taking means, in the plural, cash or money received by a shop or other business. For example, count the shop's takings. As an adjective, taking means alluring, attractive. As an adjective, taking means infectious, contagious. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more word videos.